I'm ready when you are, brother.
All right.
Live from CTMP.
We
CTMP.
are
CTMP.
officially live
CTMP.
for
CTMP.
race number 3 of the Southwest NASCAR Sim Series. We'll be hopping into NR2003 here in just a moment. This is race number 3, so let's take a look at the standings real quick, since I didn't get to do so last week. So far, it would appear that somehow Ryan Boyer, who is approximately 14 points back, and then Coaster Enthusiast in third, 6 points back. Avery, Ben Navarro 10 points back of Sharon Kyle, Robot Spider 5 points back of Ben Navarro. Winterwolf, the rigged boy, is 6 points off of Robot Spider. Ad is 3 points back from Winter. Emily is 6 points back from Ad. And Matthew Nile is 1 point off of Emily Winters. Matt Wynn is 4 points back from Matt Nile. The 24, George Uriarty, is 4 points back.
Yuri Day. Hey, he hates you.
I know. Hopefully that'll be the last time I have to say his name. Hopefully he wrecks early so I don't have to say his name that much.
Wow. Wow.
I kid. But he is 13th, 4 points back at 12th, Matt Wynn. Sam Blaney is 4 points back from the 24 in 14th. Garrett Shima is 2 points off of Sam Blaney. James Judgman is 5 points off of Blaney. Ganaban is tied in points with Judgman right now. And then Ben Pierce is 13 points back of Ganaban. Anders is 22 points back from Ben Pierce. Brandon Delpino is 6 points back of Anders. Greninja Talonflame is 2 points off of Brandon Delpino. And then Muse Better, 14 points off of Gren after such a strong performance at Daytona. Just with the wreck last race, didn't get it done. Tied with Adrian Mobley, the 18, for 22nd. Flashy McClashy is 24th, 6 points back of Adrian Mobley. And then Matt Banswicki is 5 points back from Flashy. And then Carlos Tavares is 164 points back from Flashy McClashy. Parker is 3 points back from Carlos Tavares. McLemoyle, 10 points off of Parker. Creeper of Hope, 28 points behind the 61. And then DNP is currently 30th in the points, 9 points back from Creeper of Hope. Somehow, Creeper of Hope appears twice on this list. That doesn't make sense. Also, apparently, I appear twice. I wonder if it has to do with the second paint scheme.
Most likely. Oh, yeah, because you create 2 drivers per paint scheme, right?
Yeah, so we may end up having... I think what we can do is, at the end of the season, we can add the points up between between the two.
Even after this race, we can just create a spreadsheet and just put everyone's names down. Yeah. It might just make things simpler.
then we can show that spreadsheet in the intro, I guess. And then, so yeah, after me is all of the secondary paint schemes that have run like one race. So let us get underway here for the running of the Silverado 250. Unfortunately, I have no choice but to keep yellow flags on, otherwise I would probably turn them off, seeing as it is a road course.
Wait, why can't you turn them on?
What?
Why can't you turn them on?
Because I'm doing a championship mode, they're blocked.
Oh,
I can't
that's
change for each.
unfortunate.
You do the settings for race 1, and then you have no choice but to...
That sucks.
Rip.
Drivers, to your cars.
That's nice looking smooth there.
Looks smooth so far, so
I'm not even gonna bring
to
that
the race. And 30 seconds till the command. Let's go through our starting order. So on the pole, let's go for the helicopter. Yeah. On the pole, then it's the 14 of Ryan Boyer.
Drivers, start your engines!
The 1 of Max Weissner. The command fire engine has been given. Phil will roll off here in a moment. P5, the 19 of Sharon Kyle and Garrett Shima to his outside. And then it's the 24 and the 4 Road 2. E&P in the 8 and Chris Anaban in the 9. The 12 of Parker, the 26 of Matthew Nile. And then it's the 18 of Adrian Mobley, the 99 of James Judgment, Sam Blaney, and the 11 of Ben Pierce, I believe. And then it's the 2 of Matt Vanswicki, the 7 of Carlos Severas, 5 of Jason Avery, the 88 of Winterwood, the 61 of Cole McLemore, 44 Disney car of the 10 of Ben Navarro, the 77 Microsoft car of Flashy Gaming, the 42 of Brandon Del Pino, alongside the 54 of Booster Enthusiast running that beautiful Caltrans paint scheme, reminiscent of the F-59 PHIs that run that pull the Capricorn and then paint train on the back. Then the 39 of Pad, the 3 of Brian Anders, and then running out your field, the 25 of Robot Spider, and the 13 of Matt Wynn. So we're going to be running 26 laps of left-handers and right-handers here from the road course in Montreal, I believe.
Nope. Bowmanville, Ontario.
Where is it?
Bowmanville, Ontario.
Bowmanville, Ontario.
Ooh.
It's
I am
the
30 minutes.
first race of 2 this season that will be north of the border, and it's the first race of 4 this season that will feature right turn. So I should probably find it, just for the heck of it, find an oval that has all right. Just because, you know.
It's gonna look like a Mario Kart race, but mirrored. Baby Park mirrored.
No, it's gonna look
just
like
Baby
frickin'
Park.
Baby Park.
Just be Baby Park.
Yeah, might as well get some banana peels, fake item boxes, red shells, green shells, blue shells. You name it, we'll add it. As the pace car makes the hard right turn to pit road, green flag, and we're underway. Sliding through turn number 1, the 15, pole sitter has the lead for the moment. The 78 as the rest of the field goes side by side through turns 1 and 2 and through the grass. 3 and 4 is the 15 to 78. I should probably pull up a track map too, because I don't know this course and what the turns are called, but for the moment, the 15 has the race lead.
Emily Winters. Doesn't get up there too often. Actually, I don't think Cola. First maybe
Pulling
second.
away as the 14 and the 78 go side by side for P2.
Now, one thing this track is notorious for, the leader has a huge advantage. Like, it's really hard to pass at this racetrack. Turn 1, maybe turn 4 are passing corners, but besides that, the rest of the track, you're just trying to catch the car ahead of you and try to set them up. Maybe wait for them to wait.
And leading the first road course lap this season is the 15 of Emily Winters, and we are green. Now that I have a map that is still pixelated, yeah, we will be able to easily identify laps, but parts of the racetrack. As the 15 continues to pull away here at Canadian Tire. There we go. That's the map. Not pixelated.
What do you mean your home track? And this ain't your home track. This is my
Off
home track.
through, I believe this is down through turn 8. And then there's, yeah, turn 9. And coming off turn 10, the 15 continuing to lead this race under green from Canadian Tire. The 14 trying to run her down. But in the meantime, it is a cluster. Right around here, the 9 of Chris Ganaban. And that is about 10th on back. And there's still double file for the 88. A couple of these boys back here. They get single file for the time being. Probably a smart decision until they reach that next passing point. But the 15 solidly out front.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to pass her. She got the pole today, and like I said, leader has a huge advantage, so she'll just take off. She might not even be caught. If there's no cautions, this thing just runs out green. I think Emily might just win the race.
Well, I did turn the aggression down in hopes that we would get less cautions.
By the looks of it, the 14 is staying right with her, maybe even catching her, so maybe I spoke too soon, but those two are gone.
That 14 is definitely closed.
Yeah, 100%.
That is 2/10 off of the 15's lead. That time by the start-finish line, that 14 has definitely got to be in her draft.
Let's see, yeah, 1.01 from when I'm
As they head through 3.
1.01. When they hit the line, we'll see what they are.
And through 5 and 6.
Yeah, 0.85, so, yeah, but yeah, he's catching. Where's
No, here's 4, and here's 5 and 6. The 14 is definitely, well, I mean, they were talking about it in the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series broadcast. Looks can be kind of deceiving here at one of these road course tracks as the 78 drops to the inside of the 27. Looks to be somewhat deceiving because, as you'll notice, the cars bunch up in the turns when they get into those braking zones, but then they pull back out to a more believable distance as they come off the turn. As side by side past the start finish, Bren, and we have a caution. First of the day. I believe the leaders still have to make it back to the start finish thanks to the 2003 rules where they race back the line. But we have hit our first caution flag of the day, and so it'll be interesting to see if some of this field doesn't come down pit road and gamble a little bit, see if they can make it to the end. Because these road course races tend to turn out to be some exciting fuel mileagers.
Yeah, CTMP is one of those tracks. Most of the time, there's not a lot of yellows because no one really, or everyone knows you can't really pass. There's really only 2 spots, so no one's really very aggressive at this track. So most of the time, it is a fuel mileage race, but you never know. We saw an early yellow here today.
Looks like whatever incident happened here was something that occurred in turn number 9, because I did see those tire marks as the pace car comes out now to catch the field. Now it looks like what I almost wonder if these top 2 cars, yeah, it does look like they will indeed be at the front of the field instead of passing the whole way around the pace car, as 78 leads this train of cars that are single file to the back of that Dodge Challenger Hellcat pace car. But let's see if we can't identify what happened that brings out this caution, and it's definitely got to be something to do with the 8 and the 9, Chris Canavan and Ian. Let's see what happens. First caution of the day. Let's go back. See what brought out this caution. A little bit of some off-course running there as they went through 5 and 6. And the 8's looking the entire way through this back straightaway. The Mario Andretti straightaway, and down into 8. It looks like the 2 of them are side by side. The 9 gets together with the 8 and just flat out wrecks him. And that's a hard lick. That is a hard hit into that wall there. Not a good look for either of these 2 racing machines. Pretty simple 2-car incident, but that's gonna claim these 2 race cars. First 2 casualties of this race.
Mew is better. Lucky he made it through there. He is really lucky he made it through there.
What do you say we ride on board with that 4 as chaos kind of unfolds in front of him?
I'd say it's a good idea. They might be 10 feet in front of that 4 car, and they just slid maybe 10 feet. Like, that is crazy close to be, you know.
This is real time, by the way. He does a good job of getting on the brakes. Just nowhere for the 8. Nothing the 8 could do. I mean, he could have given him a little bit of room, but he's running his line he's kind of running his line. Comes up on the 9. 9 was there, nothing he could do. Both of these cars destroy their engines as they go off to the tire bed.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Chris Canavan wasn't too happy with the 8 car for something they did earlier in the lap. The 8 kind of got into him a little bit, and that's what kind of got him close enough to almost complete the pass. The 8 did come to the left a little bit, and that didn't help us cause at all, but I'm wondering if the 9 wasn't too happy with him from earlier.
So first caution flag of the day. Let's see what the field does as they come through 8 and 9. Here from Canadian Tire. Pit road is open. Looks like the majority of the field gonna stay on the racetrack. So an interesting choice. Let's see if there are any takers towards the back. Doesn't look like it.
CTMP isn't too hard on your tires. There's a fairly new surface, so they're not going to need tires. It will come down to strategy. They will have to pit at least once, maybe even twice. And 2 tires is probably a good call if anyone were to come down pit road.
Looks like for the most part everybody stays on the racetrack. And so let's go through our running order. 15 of Emily went 15, 14, 78, 27, 19, 1, 24, 12, 4, 11, 26, 5, 88, 18, 99, 61, 44, 7, 10, 54. And he looks like he might have some front end damage. Maybe he'll, no, 2, 22, 39, 77, 13, 3, 42, and running out the field. Car that started on the back row, the 25. So not a lot of passing has been had in this race. Pace car's in.
Just like I predicted, CTMP, impossible to pass. Good luck.
Green flag. There have been some passes, as we've seen, but for the most part, this field has been more inclined to run single file. And this is kind of the reason why, if you're stuck on the outside of the racetrack trying to make a move, you're gonna get passed. If you're on the outside of the corner, you get passed on the inside by the guys who are still able to hold that racing line. You kind of want to have inside going into a turn, not so much the outside. Bit of a one-lane racetrack, these road courses. Is the 12 going to be able to spot on the inside of the 24? And the interesting up front, the 15 has lost the race lead to Ryan Boyer, who's now out front, and she could possibly lose it to Kren right here in turn 8 through 9 and 10. And the 78 is indeed going to be able to pull past 15, not quite, still on her inside through turns 1 and 2. Now clear her as we continue running leading green at this racetrack. 2x2 back here with the 24, the 11, the 26, and the 88.
Could I just bring up Garrett Schima? We haven't talked about him a lot today, but he's just hanging back there in the 4th position, just, what, counting his dimes here. He's waiting. If they make a mistake, that's 27. Easily get up to the lead.
And as you speak of the lead, everything kind of tight here, and everybody's through the grass, and the 1's going to make a move to the outside of the 19. This could cost him that 6th place position that he has right now. 12 going to push him on that on the inside of the turn. We'll see if he's able to continue running where he was, or if there's going to be some shuffling of spots here. The 12 on the inside lane. We have a car on pit road. That's the 14. And I hate to see it, but you almost wonder if this 14 car is either making an interesting strategy call or has something wrong with that race car. Because it's not really that problems with the 39. He's slow, and I believe that is big sweeping turn 2, and he's gonna come to a stop.
Be a caution for that.
Caution is not out yet, and I think he might have been able to get it to pit road. Indeed he will. 14 back out on track. Nothing seems to be much the matter with him, but interesting turn of events as these guys go side by side. 2 Dodges, a Chevy, and a Ford on this little group of cars. So big issue for the 14, who is contending for the for a majority of this race lead back. This group is now 7 cars strong, double file, multiple rows deep. This is for those last 5 spots. They continue running side by side. I think things will get sorted out as the 13 and the 3 continue double file. And as we were talking earlier, guess who has put himself in a good position for this race? It's the number 27, Karashima. P2 right now.
He always seems to be up there, man. He's always in the mix.
He was P4 the last couple of laps. But running fairly well here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. And the 1's able to get around the 15, and the 12 gonna have a look at this as well. Side by side, the 4 and the 19 back here for P7. And the 4's gonna have that spot. And now the 18 gonna look to try and get around the 19. Let's see if he's able to do it here as they run through turn number 2 and into 3. He has a look, but I think he's gonna have to wait until turns 5 and 6. And if he's gonna make the pass, he's gonna have to do it on the inside. As they continue running single file majority of this field. That first side-by-side battle is gonna come all the way back to the 61 and the 44. This right here is right around 18 or so. 61 looks like he might be falling off a little bit as the 44 gets past him. And now, indeed, the 18 got to the inside of the 19, and he's going to bring some friends with him. The 24 of Uriarte and the 99 of Jungman going to try and make a pass on this 19. Kyle able to hold that inside lane for the time being. Uriarte not able to complete the pass, but definitely Adrian Mobley has a strong car today. That paint scheme very reminiscent of the car that Kyle Busch finished P2 in today, despite it being slightly different.
So speaking of finishing, who's your pick?
Pretty fast, still a pretty fast car.
Who's your pick, DMP? Who do you think is going to win this race? We're halfway through. You've seen what cars have been strong, what cars haven't been. Who's your pick? Who do you think is going to win this race?
Well, let's just say the numbers don't lie, and a 1.7 second lead is a pretty big lead. I think the 78 is able to survive these last 13 or so laps and win this race. Who do you think?
Well, that 78's a pretty strong pick, but I can't pick who you did, so I'm going to go with the guy right behind him, that 27. The 78 and 27 have taken off from this field. The only car close to them is pretty much 2 seconds back of the second place car. If we get a caution, or even if the 78 starts to fade, which looks like the 27 is closing a little bit, I think Garrett's going home today.
Well, I definitely think that, I definitely get the feeling that despite despite it being a road course, this race is gonna go green or not. We have a caution on the racetrack. Second caution flag of the day, and that just threw the 78th lead out the window.
Just like I said, we might get a caution. This is Garrett's chance. If he gets by him, the leader has a huge advantage. 27 could take the lead on this next restart.
And it looks like it's something to do. So the 39 out of this race with a piston issue, but it looks like the 26 and the 44 got together. Second caution flag of the day. Let's see what happens. Running on board with Mickey Mouse. We're hoping that 44 car, and he just... It's this very similar thing to what happened between the 8 and the 9. Very similar. Looks like the 26 and the 10 being side by side as they headed down into turn number 8 doesn't pay dividends. Possibly contact between the 10 and the 26 doesn't really look like it, but that forces the 26 to run that outside lane, and the 44 just makes his way up the inside. 26 trying to get back onto the racing line, but the 44 is there and he just gets hooked. As the 44 comes 44 up, running that racing line.
This looks like the 44 just didn't quite slow it down enough. He just carried too much speed, just went out to the left a little bit too much, and just got into the right rear of that 26.
And possibly contact between the 22 and the 61. We'll have to see if that, if there's any ramifications from that. But let's hop up live. Field crosses comes off of 4. Let's see who comes to pit road. They come through turn 8 and 9. Pit road is open this time. Let's see who's coming in. Like everybody stays on the racetrack.
We've had a couple of cautions. Maybe everyone could make it from here on gas. Tires aren't usually an issue.
We'll have to see. Lights still on that Dodge Challenger Hellcat pace car.
Maybe everyone can make it, but we don't have too many laps to the end of this race.
Well, we are only running 26 laps. We're only just past the halfway. I would have thought that the entirety of the field would have come down pit road, but maybe they're trying to do, as you said, stretch it on fuel and see if they can't make it to the end. Because we know that at a track like Daytona, where you run 50 laps, the fuel window there is about 36 to 44. That's about 4 either way around lap number 40, which would be 10, which would mean that if the race had run green, like if the race ran green like it did, that the field comes in with 10 to go, which leaves about a fifth of the race left. Let's see if 26 laps at Canadian Tire ends up having a bit of a shorter fuel run, despite the fact that this course is a longer racetrack. But I almost wonder if this field, as the lights go out on the pace car, I wonder if this field is able to stretch it a little bit, make it to the end of this race.
Maybe. I don't know if you brought this up yet, but just watching the stream, looks like that 15 has a little bit of nose damage. I don't know if you brought that up or not. but there's a wrinkle in that nose for sure.
Indeed, possibly some contact earlier in this race. I don't know. I don't exactly know where this 15 car picked up that damage, but clearly it hasn't affected her too terribly, as she's still running P4 right now. That's Emily Winters driving that 15 car. Chatter on the radios. Chatter on the radio coming from that 4 car running in currently in 7th position, and he's announcing the fact that he can literally see the Daytona International Speedway from his window. Which, as they come to the green flag, we're back underway.
Well, the 4 is on vacation. He's in the beach right now.
12 immediately ducks to the inside of the 15 off the start, and contact between the 18 and the 99. Restarts are a bit wild here. The 78's gonna have to hold off this 27, who's coming with a full head of steam if he wants to win this race. We ride on board with Brent, with Talon Flame here, is the 27 trying to find space on the racetrack, and the 78, with that move alone, pulls away from the 27. That move right there could prove to be the race winner. In the meantime, they are 3 wide. That's not gonna work. There's contact, and around goes the 99, hard into the outside wall. And the 24, the 19, also caught up, and we will be put back under caution. So caution is out lap 18. And just when the 78 thought he had this race won, off of a brilliant restart, it's caution flag number 3.
Uriarte going too much, too quickly. That's not the corner you want to pass. Those 2 corners are the wreck corners of this track, and this just shows you why. It looks big enough to be able to go 2 wide, but it's not big enough to go 3 wide. 2 wide's even sketchy this place.
It really starts all the way back it really all started in turn 5. Because these 3 are running front to back. The 18, the 99, and the 19. And just like that, as they were slowed up in the turn, the 24 thinks it's going to be a great idea. It's the 24 who starts this. He's going to drop to the inside of the 19, who's also at the same time trying to make a move on James Jungman. The first attempt at it didn't work, but as they get through the through 7 and the Mario Andretti straightaway, the 19 sees the opportunity to try and take it 3 wide. And you can go 2 wide here, but at a road course, 3 wide is asking for trouble. Because watch as they came into turn number 8, there was just no way that all 3 of these cars could fit onto the same racing line. And the 99 with the hardest hit gets turned by the 19, and the 24 turns the 19 as well, and all 3 cars end their days in the wall here at Motorsport.
Uriarte is not making any friends tonight. We know 2 drivers that's going to be, kind of pissed off at him. He should be pissed at himself. He ended up wrecking himself throughout that whole thing, not even just the other 2. So he needs to clean up his act a little bit. But, like I said, that corner, drivers always try to pass. Crew chiefs try to
was a hard lift.
It's a wreck waiting to happen. And drivers just don't take that literal because they always think they can make it stick, but they can't. That corner's the trouble. 2 wide might be able to work through there. That's a big maybe. But 3 wide.
On board with the 19. This is Sherman Kyle getting into the 99 at James Johnson. And he may be able. It would not surprise me if this 19 is able to continue this race. Definitely the 99's day is done. But let's also not forget the 24 in this. Headed off from 8 to 19 comes down. 19 and the 99 left 24 no room. And so when the 99 comes down, he forces the 19 into the 24, and then all 3 of those cars end up wrecked in the wall. Problems further up the field. Trying to get lined up, they all stack up. The 5 runs into the 10. As they try to get things sorted out. They all seem to get caught up to that pace car 100% fine though. No further casualties. The 19 looks like he's actually not able to continue this race. 24 back out on track. And let's see if anybody chooses to hit the pit lane. They come off of 4. Or off of turn 9. Pits are open. Nobody diving to the section of pit road. And not even the 24, who's presumably repaired all the damage that he's going to. And it would also appear that all of the cars in this race seems might be on track. The 25, we'll have to see. As we resume this, as we come to the restart zone. The 19, it seems, ran out of fuel. So the 19, the 99, the 25, the 44, the 26, 39, 8, and 9 out of this race. The 25 and the 39 victims of engine problems, as 27 gets a great restart side by side for the top spot, but the 78 holding the inside. Man, this has been a great race on this restart. The 27 not giving the 78, not letting him go. As they continue to run side by side, finally the 78 clears him. But you almost wonder if the 27 isn't going to have something for him. As they head through 5 and 6. Meanwhile, that 78 pulling away from the 27. We come to the point, well, as we wind these laps down, we've talked about it in previous races, but I think it's more pertinent here, Seeing as the laps are short, or the lap shorter. Yeah, right. There's less laps to be had. You start wondering when this, if there's another caution, and will that caution end the race?
I'm gonna say no, just because they usually only do 2 to 3 laps, so or under caution. So I think they could still go another 3 laps before the race is over with caution.
Maybe lap 24 is, or more to go is probably going to be about that point of no return. But the 78 looking good in that top position. Further back, the 1 sliding up the racetrack. And this 4 going to get to the inside of the 15. Could Emily be suffering from a possible engine problem with damage to the front end of that race car?
I wouldn't say it's engine, I'd say it's more aero. It doesn't look that bad, it's just kind of popped up, so the aero is definitely gone on the nose of that car. It won't turn as well, which, looking back at the screen, she looked extremely tight, just let the 4 go, so Emily's not going to be a factor anymore, but I don't think it's engine.
Back here for, right around position 18, the 2 of Vanswicki and the 77 were side by side, and Vanswicki gonna pick up a spot in that exchange. The rest of the field running single file. This 27 not really going away. And Gren's probably getting some word from his crew chief and spotter to just hang in there. Let him use up his stuff trying to get to you and pass you. And just continue doing what you've been doing and pull away.
Point of no return, by the way. Point of no return.
That would be true. As they come back around through 8, 9, and 10, this time by the start-finish. I do believe this will be the point of no return. A caution now would end this race.
Can I just add something here? That 88 of Winterwolf has been mid to back of the pack all day. All of a sudden, he's sitting here in 3rd. I don't think he's going to be able to catch those leaders, and now if we get a caution, the race is over. But what a comeback for 88, and what a finish he's going to have if he can hold strong for the next 4 or 5 laps.
Oh, all of these guys gonna finish at least 22nd. Only 22 cars on this racetrack, and probably the majority of them gonna be able to finish 21st or better, seeing as that 24 is carrying a significant amount of damage from the wreck earlier in this race with the 19 and the 99, and brought out the last caution flag. These guys somehow managing to keep their cars clean and green. Is the 3 gonna find a way around this 42 car all the way back here for P16? And the 77 side by side with the 14 for the final position currently available on the racetrack, other than that 24 car. And as we speak, the 78 has opened a 1.13 second lead, pulling away from that 27 car. But the thing that would likely worry that 27 the most is this view right here. The fact that that 88 car is not going away and could potentially be closing in on it. As they head through turn 7 and down the Mario Andretti straightaway, looking for turns 8, 9, and 10. That 78 has put on a show dominating here from Canadian Tire. And he's 2 laps away from getting his first win and becoming the 3rd different driver to take the checkered flag in this series. 27 has gained a 10th on him, but a 10th is a long ways here at this racetrack. And continuing to run green. I think that this 78 car's got this win in the bag.
He's been strong ever since he's got out front. Greninja Talonflame has had the strongest car. No one's been able to catch him, and I think this is all but over at this point.
It's his race to lose, as the rest of the field has decided to be content, even though they're coming to that white flag. Now a look from the 2, and that look is going to cost him, as the 7 got who's inside, side by side, back here, and the 13 going to have a look at the 61. The battle for 13th and the battle for 15th. Side by side now, the 13 almost contact! That got dicey between the 61 and the 13. White flag is in the air. We're on the final lap, presented by Credit One Bank. Greninja Talonflame has had a strong car all weekend, qualified on the front row, right next to Emily Winters, but Bren has been able to maintain his positioning, the track position that he got with his qualifying, and stay up towards the front, whereas the 15 of Emily Winters has faltered in that aspect and fallen all the way down to around, right around 9th place. The 78 gonna come through turns 8, 9, and 10, and off turn number 4, Greninja Talonflame, first win since Southwest Nascar Series on Roblox. And he goes to victory lane from Canadian Tire.
Just a dominating performance from that 78. Congratulations to Gran. You did a great job today. You really earned that one. And first win in a while, so that had to feel good.
And limping his way across the line is the number 24 of George Uriarty. In that Liberty University. Off turn 4. Sorry, I meant turn 10. And the owner of that 15 car not too pleased with her driver in that 15 car. They come back around after the completion of this race. 78, your winner. And let's go through the finishing order of this one. So the final standings: Greninja Talonflame in the 78 Mountain Dew Baja Blast car, taking home the win. Garrett Shima in the 27 P2. Max Weissner and Winterwolf coming 3rd and 4th. Winter 3rd, Weissner 4th. News Better with a bit of a bounce back day finishes 5th. Parker 6th. Ben Navarro P7. Adrian Mobley finishes 8th. Emily Winters 9th. Payson Avery 10th. Sam Blaney 11th. Ben Pierce 12th. Matt Wynn 13th. Carlos Tavares 14th, Cole McElmoyle. 15th, Matt Banswicki. 16th, Brandon Delpino comes home in 17th. Brian Anders brings the 3 to the checkered flag in 18th. Flashy McClashy, an average day, finishing 19th. Ryan Boyer, a rough day, 20th. Coaster enthusiast who looks strong early in this race and has had a good points season so far, comes home 21st. George Uriarte, however you say it,
Uriarte,
22nd. Sean Kyle, 23rd. Judgman, 24th. Robot Spider, 25th. Creeper of Hope, 26th. Matt Nile, 27th. Ad, 28th. And 29th, DNP Chris Ganaban, comes home 30th. 22 cars finish this race. 3 cars exit early, 1 due to fuel and 2 to engine problems, and the rest of the field out of this race due to wrecks. '78, pretty happy with his performance, coming home first, and he will gain a fair amount of points after that, going up to 9th in the point standings. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will see you this Wednesday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern for the running of the Gander RV 400 from Dover International Speedway. Until then, I'm DNP. Alongside me has been Builder. Thank you for watching this race, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.